What is up, everyone? It is Mina Zia, your friendly neighborhood spiritual life coach, back for another episode of What Should I Rant About Today? And today I'm going to rant about the Akashic Records. I got to eat some humble pie right now because I thought it was a load of bullshit. I thought, okay, a compendium of everything that's ever happened in the history of Earth and beyond. Okay, that's called a history book. And if it's not in a history book, then it doesn't exist. And that's truly what I felt for a really long time. So then when this happened to me, it sort of just, you guys know, anyone on your spiritual path knows that when it's time for you to be awakened, it's time. And the universe doesn't play. It's like, all right, lady, wake up. So anyway, I always say lady. I'm sure there are men watching this too, whoever you are. So the Akashic Records, what is it? It is a compendium of everything that's ever happened. And when I first stumbled upon it, I've been spiritual life coaching for a long time. So when I came about it, I started knowing things about my clients. Like I started knowing if they did the homework I gave them or not. And you guys know who you are. I call you out and you're like, what the heck? How did you know that? I started knowing past lives. I started being able to see their energy body and assessing their chakras. I started being able to see these things and it really helped me so much. And so then I thought, okay, let me dive deeper into this. And then I discovered the whole compendium. And I'm very about results. And I'm very about, let me try to debunk this first. I'm very scientifically oriented. So what I do when I look at the records, I don't just go on and on and on about your past lives and if you're from a different planet or whatever. Like I can go over that if I go over that. But I'm mostly thinking, what is applicable right now? So do you have any, karmic patterns, for example, going for the same douche over and over and over again? That's probably a karmic pattern that you've had many lives. Or something like issues with your mom or family issues or anything, money issues. These are things that are rooted deep in your soul's history. So why not just get a reading and figure that out and pull it out and face it? So this is the way that I read. So when I first discovered this ability for me, I started testing on my clients and saying, hey, do you have chronic pain here? Or hey, do you have this irrational fear? And every time I'd be right. And they'd say how did you know that? So that's the only reason I'm doing this now. I verified it. I totally believe in it. And so then the next thing I thought was, oh, I'm knowing all these things about them and I'm knowing their soul mission, but it's the journey to figure it out, so I won't tell them. And then my higher self yelled at me and said, woman, this is what you need to get straight, is that the journey is not stumbling around trying to figure it out. The journey is going through the actual process once you know what's going on. So it's the lessons being learned that's the journey. It's not the stumbling around figuring out what am I doing here. Why do that to yourself? This is why I'm so passionate about it, because every answer you could ever want about your life is in those records. So why suffer? Why stumble around wondering, what's my purpose? What's my goal? Why stumble around wondering, who was I before? Why do I have this inherent fear? I always feared dark water and never knew why. And I figured out because in a past life, it's a whole thing. But so anyway, there are roots in past lives. And the only reason you're here is to learn lessons. So I feel why not know? And I just want to say that a lot of people get nervous to see their records for me to do a reading. And I need you to know that in order to go there, I have to be accompanied by an archangel. So, or an ascended master or whatever divine being wants to come. So that acts as kind of a chaperone. So I will not see anything you don't want me to see. Trust me, your higher self will block me. I will not see anything that doesn't serve you. I will not see anything negative. I don't operate under those terms. I don't ever talk about the darkness, demons, all that stuff. I don't talk about that because I don't think that's productive. And I don't think it's productive to focus on negatives. I think it's productive to focus on lessons, patterns, soul mission, all that stuff. Anything that's going to actually benefit you. So in your Akashic Records, we find out your soul contracts. We find out what archangel realm of training you're in. We find out what you were doing in between incarnations. Certain past lives will step forward and say, hello, I have a lesson that I want to teach you. Here's what it is. We find out your soul mission. We can find out where you're from, especially if that's really interesting to you. I can go into that as much as you want. So it can be kind of catered to what you're interested in as well. Karmic lessons we go over. We go over your whole chakra, everything about that. What's underactive, what's overactive, what's balanced, how can we get it back into balance? I give you crystal recommendations. I give you mudra recommendations, which are basically hand symbols you can do over the certain chakras to heal them. So it's an entire workup of your entire soul. It's where you've been, but the information is what we need, not just some random bullshit. So if you have a past life where you already learned everything, nothing's holding you back there, we're not even going to see it. So it's a really productive reading. So that's the Akashic Records. It's everything you've ever wanted to know about yourself. And I cannot tell you guys what a time saver it is. I will look at your timeline before the reading, and then I'll look at your timeline after the reading, and you sped up your life by like years of searching because I eliminate the searching. I just tell it to you, and that's not cheating. That's not going around whatever you need to do. That's not any of that at all. The lesson and the journey is not the stumbling around trying to figure out where to start. The journey is me dropping you like that little Google Map yellow guy, dropping you and starting you at step one. And in order to go to step one, you have to know what the heck's going on. So that's what these readings are. It's a complete opening up of everything, everywhere you've been, everywhere you're going, everything that's going on with you and has been going on with you. Any chronic pain, any trauma, like anything like that. It solves a lot of things. And of course, it's not, a full like therapy session, but it gives you the tools. It gives you somewhere to start. And a lot of times that's really all you need, because if you're like me, when I found out, I had like a horrible, horrible death in deep water, and that's why I'm so scared of it. I'm telling you guys, it like cleared up because I had something to attribute it to. I wasn't just some psycho. I realized, that's from a past life, and it totally made sense. That's the thing. When you get these readings, it totally resonates. That's what's so cool about it. It totally resonates, and you're like, oh my God, finally, I've been wanting these answers. So that's why I'm so passionate about it. People leave the reading on cloud 9, and they feel like, wow, this was amazing. Like, this is everything I wanted to know and more. And it fills me with so much joy that I could give that to you. And it's truly something that you can't know without the Akashic Records. Like, you can't know that without them. So it's just so cool and healing and informative, and I love it so much. And so that's a reading. And so if you want to book, just let me know. Email, DM, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Don't actually come to my house because it's coronavirus. Stay away, but virtually, I'm your girl. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Write a comment. If you got a question or whatever, we're a community. Let's work together. And I'll see you next time.